introduce it? I said, no. And he said, I don't want the anxiety, so you're going to do it. I said, okay. So my name's Nolan Carter. I'm the eldest of the Carter clan. Just finished my first year of graduate school at Notre Dame. Yep. And it's good to be back helping out these kids. I did the show almost 10 years ago. And I played the same role that my little brother's playing, Casper, the role of Edgar. So what I'm going to do is sort of introduce some of the characters, let you know what's kind of a very, very bare bones overview of what happens in the plot. And then maybe talk to you a little bit about King Lear. It should last about a minute and a half. So first, I'd like to introduce you to the title role, King Lear. Is typically played by a man in his 80s, and he is nearing the end of his desired kingship. And so, he has 3 daughters, and they are Goneril, married to the Duke of Albany. Then Regan, who is married to the Duke of Cornwall. And then his youngest daughter, Cordelia. Who is single for now. In the court, there is the King of France and the Duke of Burgundy are there to sort of figure out who's going to actually end up marrying her. Then we have a subplot kind of happening underneath the whole time in the subplot. With the Earl of Gloucester. Has 2 sons. One is legitimate, and his name is Edgar. The other is illegitimate, and his name is Edmund. Basically, the bare bones plot that you're going to see is the king doesn't really want to be responsible for all of the responsibilities that a king has, but he'd like to retain his title and sort of party with his boys. So what he's going to do is he's going to divvy up the responsibilities between his 3 daughters. That's where we begin the play, and then the stuff hits the fan. So King Lear is set in pre-Christian England, so it's pagan, and so the Romans have not yet reached the island, and so there's a little bit of that, shall we say, Game of Thrones vibe going on, and you'll see that in the costuming, I think. The other thing is that there's some fairly serious sword fighting and blood, and I know that there's some children here tonight, so just, be aware that that's coming up. If a sword flies, put your hands up, but it shouldn't happen. They've been practicing. How many of you have read King Lear before? So everyone is here from AP Literature. How many of you have seen it live? Wow. Who has seen it live that didn't see this production? That's what I thought. So, King Lear is kind of next to Hamlet, is sort of like it's this play that's sort of impossible to do and to do justice to the text itself. The text is so rich, the plots are so huge. There's this really, never mind, I'm going to nerd out, so I'm going to But the really cool thing about King Lear, I think, is that, I'll tell you a story. My acting teacher from Chicago saw this show 3 times in New York. And all 3 times played, King Lear was played by very famous men like Frank Langella, and I don't know who the other 2 were, but he assured me that they were famous. Capable Shakespearean actors. And he said each time he saw it, this is the Public Theater in Central Park, this was on Broadway, and then I think at Brooklyn Academy of Music, which is a very huge, prestigious theaters. He said all three didn't work because it's too big to be treated realistically. So I think what we really have the treat to do at the high school level with people who are not the age of the actual characters themselves is we get to really zero in on the text and how rich it is and the plot, and to try to pay attention to that. And I think these kids are going to blow you away. So give it up for King Lear.
Whereupon she grew round-wombed, and had indeed, sir, a son for her cradle, ere she had a husband for her bed. Do you smell a fault?
I cannot wish the fault undone. The issue of it being so proper.
But I have a son, sir, by order of law. He was some year elder than this, though no yet dearer in my account. Though this knave came something saucily into the world before he was sent for, yet was his mother fair. There was good sport in his making, and the horse must be acknowledged. Edmund, do you know this noble gentleman?
No, my lord.
My lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
My services to your lordship.
I shall love you and soon to know you.
Sir, I shall study to serve you.
He hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again. I shall, my liege.
Meantime, we will express our darker purpose. The map there. Know that we have divided in 3 our kingdom, and 'tis our first intent to shake all cares and business from our state, conferring thereon younger years, while we unburdened call toward death. The 2 great princes of France and Burgundy, great rivals in our youngest daughter's love, long in our court have made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, since now we divest us both of rule and fortune, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I do love you more than words can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, or liberty. Beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honor. As much as child e'er loved, or father found. A love that makes breath poor, and speech unable. Beyond all manner, so much I love you.
What shall Cordelia do? Love, and be silent.
To thee and thine hereditary ever remain this third of our kingdom. What says our second daughter? our dearest Regan, wife to Cornwall.
Sir, I am made of that self-same metal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart I find she names my very deed of love, only she came short. That I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, and find I am alone, felicitant in your dear highness' love.
Then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I'm sure my love's more richer than my tongue.
Thine and Cornwall's issue ever remained this ample third of our kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Godwin. But now, our joy. Although the last, not least in our dear love, what in the least can you say to win a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
How? Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, nor more, nor less.
Go to. Mend your speech a little, lest you may mar your fortunes.
Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties as are right fit, obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Haply when I shall wed, that lord whose hand must take my flight shall carry half my love with him and half my care and duty. Sure I shall not marry like my sisters, to love my father all.
Which goes thy heart with this,
I would, my lord.
so young and so untender?
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth then be thy dower. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by the operations of all the orbs from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim my paternal care, propinquity and property of blood, and as a stranger to our heart, hold thee from this forever. The barbarous Scythian, or he that makes his generation message to gorge his appetite, shall to my heart be as well neighbored, pitied, and relieved as thou my sometime daughter.
Good my liege.
Peace, Kent! Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most. Thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight, so be my grave my rest, as here I give her father's heart from her. Call France! Worcester is called Burgundy! Cornwall and Albany! My two daughters' dowers, digest this third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do invest you jointly with all the power, preeminence, and all the large effects that troop with majesty. Ourself, by monthly course, with reservation of 100 nights by you to be sustained, shall our abode make. Only we still retain the name and all the additions to a king. The rest, dear sons, be yours. Now go.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my master followed, as my great patron thought of in my prayers.
The bow is bent and drawn. Make from the shaft.
Let it fall, rather, though the fork invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear's mad? Thinkst thou too, old man? Thinkst thou that duty shall have dread to speak, when power to flattery bows?
Kent, on thy life no more.
My life I never held but as a pawn, to wage against thine enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being motive.
Out of my sight!
See better, Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine eye.
Now, by Apollo!
Now by Apollo King, thou swearest thy gods in vain.
Oh, vassal! Recreant!
Do, kill thy physician, and thy fee bestow upon the foul disease.
Hear me, recreant! On thy allegiance hear me. Thou hast sought to make us break our vows, which we durst never yet. our potency made good, take thy reward. 4 days do we allot to thee, to shield thee from the diseases of the world, and on the 5th, to turn thy hated back on our kingdom. If on the next day thy banished trunk be found in our dominion, the moment is thy death. Away! By Jupiter, this shall not be revoked.
Why, fare thee well, king. So if thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence and banishment is here. Gods to their protection take thee, maid, that justly thinks and hast most rightly said. And your large speeches may indeed approve that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus Kent, O princes, bid you all adieu. He'll shape his old course in a country new.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
My lord of Burgundy, we first address towards you, who, with a king, hath rivaled for our daughter. What, in the least, will you require in present dower, or cease your quest of love?
Royal Majesty, I crave no more than what your highness offers, nor will you tender less.
Right noble Burgundy, when she was dear to us, we did hold her so. But now, the price is fallen. Sir, there she stands, and nothing more. May fitly like your grace, she is there, and she is yours.
I know no answer.
Sir, will you with the infirmity she owes, unfriended, new adopted to our hate, stranger to our oath, and covered with our curse, take her or leave her?
Pardon me, royal sir. Election makes not up on such conditions.
Then leave her. For by the power that made me, I tell you all her wealth. For you, great king, I would not go so far from your love as to match you where I hate. Therefore, beseech your majesty to avert your liking on a more worthier object than on a wretch whom nature is almost ashamed to acknowledge as hers.
This is most strange, that she that even but now was your best object. The argument of your praise, balm of your age, most best, most dearest, should in this test of time come into things so monstrous to dismantle so many folds of favour. Sure, her offence must be of such unnatural degree that monsters it. Or your abashed affection fall into taint, which you believe of her must be effaced. That reason without miracle could never plant in me.
I yet beseech your majesty, if for want of that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, since what I will intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you would know it is no vicious plot, murder, or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath deprived me of your grace and favor, but even the want of that for which I am rich.
Better thou hast not been born than not to have pleased me better.
Is it no more but this? A tardiness in nature that often leaves the history unspoken that it intends to do. My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? Love is not love when it is mingled with suspects that stands aloof from the entire point. Will you have her?
She is herself a dower.
Royal Lear, give but that portion which yourself proposed. Here, and take Cordelia by the hand, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing! I'd have sworn!
I'm sorry then. You so lost a father, and you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy, since that respects of fortune are his love, I shall not be his wife.
Dearest Cordelia, that most rich being proud, most choice forsaken, and most loving despised. Thee and thy virtues here I seize upon, be it lawful, I take up its cast away. Gods, 'tis strange that from their coldness neglect my love should kindle to inflamed respect. Thy dowerless daughter king, sworn to my chance, is queen thus, of ours, without influence.
Thou hast her friends. Let her be thine, for we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of hers again. Therefore be gone, without our peace, our love, Benson. Come, noble Burgundy.
Bid farewell to your sisters.
The jewels of our father. With washed eyes, Cordelia leaves you. I know you what you are, and like a sister, am most loath to call your faults as they are named. Use well our fathers. To your professed bosoms I commend him. But yet, alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe not us our duties. Let your study be to content your lord, who hath received you at fortune's alms. You have obedience scanted, and are well worth the worst that you have wanted.
Time shall unfold what pleaded cunning hides. Well may you prosper.
Come, fair Cordelia.
Sister, it is not little I have to say about what most nearly appertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight. That's most certain, and with you, next month with us. You see how full of changes his age is. The observation we have made of it hath not been little. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he hath now cast her off appears too gross. 'Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath but ever slenderly known himself. The best and soundest of his time hath been but rash. Then we must look to receive not alone the imperfections of long and graft condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness that infirm and choleric years bring with them. Such unconstant starts we like to have him, as this of Kent's banishment. There is further compliment and leave-taking between him and Burgundy. Pray you, let's get together. Our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears. This last surrender of his will but offend us. We shall further think on it. We must do something to the heat.
Thou nature art my goddess! To thy law my services are bound! Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue, why brand they us with base, with baseness, bastardy, base, who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a stale tyrant bed, got to the creating a whole tribe of fops, got to eat, sleep, and wake? Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. My father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. A fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed, and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now gods, stand up for bastards.
Kent banished thus, and France and Kohler parted, and the king, gone tonight, subscribed his power, confined to exhibition. All this done upon the gad. Edmund, how now? What news?
So please your lordship, none.
What paper were you reading?
I have no news, my lord.
No. What needs then that terrible dispatch fit into your pocket? Come, the quality of nothing hath not such a need to hide itself. If it be nothing, I shall not need my spectacles.
I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother that I have not all read, and for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your liking.
Give me the letter, sir.
I shall offend either to detain or give it. The contents as in part I understand them are to blame.
Let's see.
I hope for my brother's justification. He wrote this but as a taste of my virtue.
This policy and reverence of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortunes from us till our oldness cannot relish them. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of an aged tyranny, who sways not as it hath power, but as it is suffered? Come to me, that of this I may speak more. If a father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever, and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar? Conspiracy? Had he a hand to write this? A heart and brain to breed it in? When came this to you? Who brought it?
There's the cunning of it, my lord. It was not brought. I found it thrown into the casement of my closet.
Know the character to be your brother's?
If the matter were good, sir, I durst say it were his. But in respect of that, I would fain think it were not.
It is his?
It is his hand, my lord, but his heart, I hope, is not the contents.
Hath he never heretofore sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord. But I have often heard him maintain it to be fit that the son's at perfect age and father's declining. The father should be as wards to the son manage the revenue.
Villain! Villain! His very opinion in the letter. Abhorrent villain! Unnatural, detested, brutish villain! Worse than brutish! Go you, sir, seek him out! I'll apprehend him! Abominable villain, where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. If it shall please you to suspend your indignation against my brother till you can derive from him better testimony of his intent, you should run a searching course, where if you violently proceed against him mistaking his purpose, it would make a great gap in your own honor, and shake in pieces the heart of his obedience. I dare pawn down my life for him, that he hath rid this but as a taste of my honor, and to no further pretense of danger.
Think you so?
If your honor judge it meet, I shall place you where you shall hear us confer of this. By an auricular assurance, have your satisfaction without any further delay than this very evening.
He cannot be such a monster.
Nor is not sure.
To his father, that so tenderly and entirely loves him, heaven and earth. Edmund, seek him out, I pray you. Bind him into me. Frame this business after your own wisdom. I would unstate myself to be in a due resolution.
I shall seek him, sir, presently. Convey the business as I see needs and acquaint you with all.
These late eclipses in the sun and moon pretend no good to us. Though the wisdom of nature can reason it thus and thus, yet nature finds itself scourged by the sequent effects. Love cools, friendship falls off, brothers divide. In cities, mutinies, in countries, discords. In palaces, treason, and the bond cracked twixt son and father. Find out this villain, Edmund, it shall lose thee nothing. And the noble and true-hearted Kent banished. Strange, strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world. When we are sick in fortune, often the surfeit of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters, the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, treacherers by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of a poor master man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of stars. My father compounded with my mother under the Ursa Major, so it follows that I am rough and lecherous. Thought I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the east twinkled on my bastard. Out he comes, like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue is villainous melancholy with a sigh, like Them's bed. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions.
How now, Brother Edmund? What serious contemplation are you in?
I'm thinking, brother, of a prediction I read this other day. What should follow these eclipses?
Do you busy yourself with that?
Oh, I assure you, brother, the effects he hath writ have succeeded unhappily. Come, when saw you my father last?
Why, the night gone by.
Spake you with him?
Aye, 2 hours together.
Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word nor countenance?
None at all.
Bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him, and at my entreaty, forbear his presence until some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this moment so rageth within him that with the mischief of your person it would scarce allay.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
This is my fear, brother. I advise you to the best. Go armed. I am no honest man delivering any good meaning towards you. I've told you what I've seen and heard, but faintly, nothing like the image and horror of it. Pray you away. Shall I hear from you anon? Do serve you in this business. A credulous father, and a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harms that he suspects none, and on whose foolish honesty my practices ride easy. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit, and all is with me's meek that I can fashion fit.
Did my father strike my gentleman for chiding of his fool?
Yes, madam.
By day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure it. His nights were riotous, and himself upbraids us on every trifle. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say I am sick. If you come slack of former services, you shall do well. The fault of it I'll answer.
He's coming, madam. I hear him.
Put on what weary negligence you please, you and your fellow servants. I'd have it come to question. If you dislike it, let him to my sister, whose mind and mine I know in that are one, not to be overruled. Idle old man that would still manage those authorities that he hath given away. Now, by my life, remember what I have said.
Very well, madam.
I'll write straight to my sister to hold my very course. Go prepare for dinner.
If but as well I other accents borrow that can my speech diffuse, my good intent can serve where that I stand condemned. My master, whom thou lovest, shall find thee full of labor.
Let me downstairs out for dinner. We'll get it ready. Oh, now, what art thou?
A man, sir,
What dost thou profess? What wouldst thou with us?
I do profess to be no less than I seem, to serve him truly that will put me in trust, to fear judgment, to fight when I cannot choose, and to eat no fish.
What wouldst thou?
Service.
Whom wouldst thou serve?
You?
Dost thou know me, fellow?
No, sir, but you have that in your countenance thou would fain call master.
What's that?
Authority.
What services canst do?
I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in telling it, and deliver a plain message bluntly.
Come, thou shalt serve me. If I like thee no worse after dinner, I will not part from thee yet. Dinner! Ho, dinner! Where's my knave, my fool? You, sir! Where's my daughter?
So please you.
What says the fellow? Call the clodpole back! Where is this fool? I've not seen him these 2 days. What says the mongrel?
He says, sir, your daughter is not well.
Why came the slave not back to me when I called him?
He told me in the roundest manner he would not.
I would not.
Your Majesty, I know not what the matter is, but to my judgment, your Highness has not entertained the ceremonious affection as you were wont. There's a great abatement that appears, as in the general dependence, as the Duke himself also, and your daughter.
Sayest thou so?
I beseech you pardon me, my lord, if I be mistaken, but my duty cannot be silent when I think your Highness wronged.
Thou but rememberest me of mine own conception. I have perceived a rather faint neglect of late, which I had rather blamed as mine own jealous curiosity, rather than a pretense and purport of unkindness. But I'll look further into it. But where is this fool? I have not seen him these 2 days.
Since my young lady's going into France, my lord, the fool hath pined away.
No more of that, I have noted it. Go you and call my fool hither. Go you and call my daughter as well. You, sir! Who am I?
My lady's father.
My lady's father? My lord's lady, you horse and dog, you slave, you cur.
I am none of these, my lord. I beseech you pardon me.
You bandy looks with me, rascal.
I'll not be struck, my lord.
Nor trips neither, you base football player.
Thank thee. God, fellow, thou servest me and I'll love thee.
I'm sir. I'll teach you differences. Away! Away! If you ever measure your lover's length again, tarry. But away if you have wisdom.
Friendly knave, I thank thee. Thou servest me, and I'll love thee. How now, my pretty knave, how dost thou?
Sirrah, you are best to take my coxcomb.
Why, fool?
Why? For playing once pots out of favor. Why, this man hath banished 2 his own daughters, and done the 3rd a blessing against his will.
Take heed, sirrah, the whip.
Sirrah, I'll teach thee a speech. Do. Mark it, nuncle. Have more than thou showest, speak less than thou knowest, lend less than thou owest, and ride more than thou goest. Learn more than thou trowest, set less than thou throwest. Leave your drink in your oar, and keep in a door, and thou shalt have more than 2 tens to a score.
This is nothing, fool.
Well then, like the breath of an unfeed lawyer, you gave me nothing for it. Can you make use of nothing, uncle?
No, my boy, nothing can be made of nothing.
Really, tell him so much the rent of his land comes to. He will not believe a fool.
A bitter fool.
Dost know the difference, my boy, between a bitter fool and a sweet one?
No, teach me.
That lord that counsel thee to give away thy land, come, place him here by me. Do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear, the one in motley here, and the other found out there.
Dost thou call me fool, boy?
All the other titles thou hast given away. That's thou was born with.
He's not altogether fool, my lord.
No, faith. Lords and great men will not let me. If I had a monopoly out, they'd have a part in it. Ladies, too. They won't let me have all the fool to myself. They'll be snatching. Give me an egg, nuncle, and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
Why, what 2 crowns shall they be?
Why, after I've cut the egg in the middle and eat up the meat, 2 crowns of the egg. When thou clovest thy crown in the middle and gavest away both parts, thou hast borne thine own ass on thy back over the dirt. Thou hast little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest thy golden one away. And if I speak like myself in this, let him be one that first finds it so. Fools had never less wits in year, for wise men are grown apish. They know not how it is to wear, their manners are so apish.
When will you want to be so full of song, sirrah?
I have used this, nuncle, ever since thou madest thine daughters thy mothers, when thou gavest them the rod and puttest down thine own breeches. Then they for sudden joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should brave will weep, and go the fools among. Prithee, nuncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
And you lie, sirrah, will have you whipped.
I marvel again thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true, thou'lt have me whipped for lying, and sometimes I'm whipped for holding my peace. I'd rather be any kind of a thing than a fool. And yes, I would not be thee, nuncle. Thou hast pared thy wits on both sides and left nothing in the middle. And here comes one of the pairings.
How now, daughter, what makes that frontlet on? Methinks you are too much of late in the frown.
Thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hast no need to go for frowning. Now thou art in O, without a figure. I am better than thou art now. I am a fool, and thou art nothing. Oh yes, forsooth, I will hold my tongue, so your face bids me, though you say nothing.
Not only, sir, this, your all-licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank, and not to be endured riots. Sir, I had thought by making this well known unto you to have found a safer dress, but now grow fearful by what you yourself too late have spoken done, that you protect this course, and put it on by your allowance, which if you should, the fault would not escape censure, nor the redress sleep.
For you trow, nuncle, the hedge sparrow fed the cuckoo so long that it had its head bit off by its young, and so out with the candle, and we were left darkly.
Are you our daughter?
Come, sir, I would you would make use of that good wisdom, whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions that have late transform you from what you rightly are.
May not an ass know when the cart draws the horse? Look, John, I love thee.
Does any here know me? Why, this is not Lear. Doth Lear walk thus, speak thus? Where are his eyes? Either his notion weakens or his discernings are lethargied. Sleeping or waking, is not so. Who is it that can tell me who I am? Lear Shadow? I will learn that. For by all the marks of sovereignty, reason, and knowledge, I should be false persuaded I had daughters.
Which they will make an obedient father.
Your name, fair gentlewoman.
Come, sir. This is much in the admiration of your other new praise. I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright. As you are old and reverend, you should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust make it more like a tavern or a brothel than a great palace. The shame itself doth speak for instant remedy. Even desires by her that else will take the thing she begs, a little to this quantity your train, and the remainder that shall still depend to be such men as may besort your age, who know themselves and you.
Darkness and devils! Sell my horses! Call my train together! Degenerate bastard! I will not trouble thee, yet I have left a daughter.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their betters.
Oh, that too late repents. Oh, sir, are you come? Is it your will that we prepare my horses? Ingratitude, thou marble-hearted fiend, more ugly when thou showest thee in a child than the sea monster. Detested kite, thou liest. My train are men of choice and rarest parts, that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard support the worships of their name. Oh, most small fault, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia show, that, like an engine, wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from my heart all love and added to the gall. Oh, Lear, 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 beat at this gate and let thy folly in and thy dear judgment out. Go! Go, my people!
My lord, I'm guiltless as I am ignorant.
Maybe so, my lord. Hark! Nature here, dear goddess, suspend thy purpose if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase, and from her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create her a child of spleen, that it may live and be a thwart disnatured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with cadent tears spread shadows in her cheeks, turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a faithless child. Go, my people!
Gods that we adore, where comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know the cause, but let his disposition have that scope that dotage gives it.
I cannot be so partial, Goneril. It's the great love I bear you.
Come, sir, no more. You, more knave than fool, after your master.
Oh, Nuncle Lear, tarry and take the fool with thee.
A fox, when one has caught her, and such a daughter, should sure as the slaughter, if my captive by a halter, so the fool follows after.
What, Oswald, ho!
Here, madam.
What, have you written that letter to my sister?
Yes, madam.
Take you some company and away to horse. Inform her full of my particular fears, thereto adding such reasons of your own as may compact us more. Get you gone. Now, my lord, this milky gentleness and course of yours, though I dislike not, yet, under pardon, you're much more tasked for want of wisdom than praised for harmful mildness.
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving to better up, you marvel 12.
Nay then!
Well, the event.
Go you before to Gloucester with these letters. Acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know that comes out of her demand from the letter. If your diligence be not speedy, I shall be there before you.
I will not sleep, my lord, till I have your letter delivered.
Shalt see that thy other daughter will use thee kindly. For though she's as like this as a crab is like an apple, but I can't what I can tell.
Wrong?
Canst tell how an oyster makes its shell?
No.
Well, no, I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house.
Why is that?
To put his head in, not to give it away to his daughters and leave thy horns without a case.
I will forget my nature. Such a kind father. Be my horses ready?
Thou hast all about them. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they are not 8.
Yes! Thou wouldst make a great fool! My fool, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thine time. Thou shouldst not have been old before thou hast been wise.
Oh, let me not be mad. Sweet heaven, let me not be mad. I would not be mad. Keep me in temper. Be my horses ready?
Ready, my lord.
Come, boy.
She that is maiden now and laughs at my departure shall not be maiden long, except things be cut shorter.
Safely, curate.
And you, sir? I've been with your father and given him news that the Duke of Cornwall and his Duchess will be here with him tonight.
How comes that?
Nay, I know not. You heard the news abroad. I mean the whispered ones, for they are yet but ear buzzing arguments.
Not. I pray you, what are they?
Have you heard of the wars towards twixt the two Dukes of Cornwall and Albany?
Not a word.
You may then in time. There you go, sir.
Huh. The Duke be here tonight? The better, best. This weaves itself perforce into my business. My father hath set guard to take my brother, and I have but a queasy question, which must ask briefness. Wit and fortune help. Brother, brother, descend, brother, a word! My father watches, so fly this place. Intelligence is given where you are hid. You now have the good advantage of the night. Have you not spoken against the Duke of Cornwall aught? He's coming hither now in the night, in the haste, and Regan with him. Have you not spoken upon his party against the Duke of Albany? Advise you.
I'm sure honest, not a word.
Pardon me. With my father coming, in cunning I must draw my sword upon you. Seek to defend yourself. Now quit you well. Yield! Come before my father! Light here, here! Fly, brother, fly! Torches, torches! So farewell. So blood drawn on me would beget opinion of my more fierce endeavor. I've seen drunkards do far more than this in sport. Father! Father, help! Help, father!
Now, Edmund, where's the villain?
Here he stood in the dark, his sharp sword out, warbling of wicked charms, conjuring the moon's auspicious mistress.
But where is he?
Look, sir, I plead.
Where is the villain, Edmund?
Fled this way, but by no means...
Pursue him! Oh, go after! By no means what?
Persuade me to the murder of your lordship. I told him the revenge of gods against parricides did all their thunders bend. I spoke of how manifold and strong the bond with the father was bound to son. Sir, in fine, seeing how loathly opposite I stood to his unnatural purpose. With fell motion with his prepared sword, he charges home my unprovided body. He lends mine arm. And rather, bold in the quarrel's rights, roused to the encounter, or gasted by the noise I made, or suddenly, I know not, but suddenly he fled.
Let him fly far. Not in this land shall he remain uncaught. And found, dispatch. If the noble Duke, my master, my worthy arch and patron, comes tonight, by his authority, I will have it proclaimed that he which brings the coward to us deserve our thanks, bringing him to the stake. He that conceals him, death.
I I dissuaded him from his intent and found him pitched to do it. With cursed speech I threatened to discover him. He replied, "Thou unpossessing bastard, dost thou think if thou would stand against me the reposure of any trust, worth, or virtue, make thy words vain?"
Strong and fastened villain! Would he deny his letter? I never got him! Hark! I hear the Duke's trumpets. I know not why he comes. All ports I'll bar, the Duke must grant me that. Besides, his picture will I send far and near, that all the kingdom may have note of him, and of my land, royal and natural boy. I'll work the means to make thee capable.
How now, my noble friend? Since I came hither, which I can call but now, I have heard strange news.
If it be true, all vengeance comes too short which can pursue the offender. How does my lord?
Oh, madam, my old heart is cracked.
What? Did my father's godson seek your life? You whom my father named your Edgar.
Aye, lady. Lady Shame would have it hid.
Was he not companion with the righteous knights that tend upon my father?
I know not, my lady.
Yes, madam, he was.
No marvel then, though he were ill-affected. 'Tis they have put him on the old man's death to have the spoil and waste of his revenues. I have this present evening from my sister been well informed of them, and with such cautions that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be there.
Nor I, assure thee, Regan. Edmund, I heard you have shown your father a childlike office.
'Twas my duty, sir.
He did betray his practice, and received this hurt you see striving to apprehend him.
Is he pursued?
Aye, my good lord.
If he be taken, he shall never more be feared of doing harm. Make your own purpose how in my strength you please. For you, Edmund, whose virtue and obedience doth this instant so much commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust we shall much need. You we first seize on.
Sir, I shall serve you truly, however else.
For him, I thank your grace.
You know not why we came to visit you.
This out-of-season threatening, dark-eyed night, occasions noble loss of some poise wherein we must have use of your advice. Our father he hath writ, so hath our sister, of differences which I least thought fit to answer from our home. The several messengers hence attend dispatch. Our good old friend, flit comforts to your bosom, and bestow your needful counsel to our business, which craves the instant use.
I do serve you, madam. Your graces are right welcome.
Good evening to thee, friend. Art at the house?
Aye,
Where may we set our horses?
in the mire.
Prithee, if thou love me, tell me.
I love thee not.
Why then I care not for thee.
If I had thee in lips very pinfold, I would make thee care for me.
Why dost thou use me thus? I know thee not.
Fellow, I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, an eater of broken meats, a base, proud, shallow, beggarly, three-suited, 100-pound, filthy worsted stocking knave, a lily-livered action-taking knave, a horse and glass-gazing, super-finical rogue, one drunken-herding slave, one that wants to be a bawd in way of good service, nor nothing but the composition of a knave, coward, beggar, pander, and son and heir of a mongrel bitch, whom I will beat into clamorous whining, thou deniest the least syllable of thy addition.
How dare thee thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee?
What a brazen-faced varlet art thou, to deny thou knowest me? Is it 2 days ago since I beat thee, and tripped up thy heels before the king? Try you rogue, or I'll so carve a knot on your shanks.
Help! Oh, murder! Help!
Stand, slave! Stand, rogue!
Help! Murder!
How now? What's the matter here?
You Goodman boy, if you please come, I'll flesh you. Come on, young master.
Weapons? Arms? What's the matter here?
Keep peace upon your lives. He dies that strikes again. What's the matter?
The messengers from our sister and the king.
What's your difference? Speak.
I am scarce in breath, my lord.
No marvel, you have so bestirred your valor, you cowardly rascal. Nature disclaims in thee. A tailor made thee.
Thou art a strange fellow. A tailor make a man?
Aye, a tailor, sir. A stone cutter or painter could not have made him so ill, though he'd been but 2 hours at the trade.
Speak yet. How grew your quarrel?
This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I have spared at suit of his grey beard.
Whoreson thee, thou unnecessary letter. My lord, if you give me leave, I will tread this unbolted villain into mortar and daub the walls of a jakes with him.
Peace, sir, you ancient knave, have you no reverence?
Yes, sir, but anger hath a privilege.
Why art thou angry?
That such a slave as this should wear a sword that wears no honesty. Such smiling rogues, a plague upon your epileptic visage. Smell you my speeches as I were a fool? Goose, and I had you upon Sarah Plain, I sent you cackling home to Spamalot.
What, art thou mad, old fellow?
How fell you out? Say that.
No contraries hold more in sympathy than I in such a knave.
Why dost thou call him knave? What's his offense?
His countenance likes me not.
No more, perchance, does mine, or his, or hers?
Sure, 'tis my occupation to be plain. I've seen better faces in my time than stands on any shoulder before me at this instant.
This is a fellow who, having been praised for bluntness, doth affect a saucy roughness and constrains the garbs quite from his nature. He cannot flatter, he must be plain. He must speak truth, and they will take it so. If not, he's plain.
Sir, in good sooth or in sincere verity under the allowance of your grand aspect, whose influence like the wreath of radiant fire and flickering
What meanest thou by this?
The god of my dialect, which you just commend so much.
What's the offense you gave him?
I never gave him any. It pleased the king his master very late to strike at me upon his misconstruction, when he, conjunct and flattering his displeasure, tripped me behind, and, in the fleshment of this dread exploit, drew on me here again.
Bring forth the stocks! You ancient knave, you reverend braggart, we'll teach you.
I am too old to learn. Call not your stocks for me. I serve the king, on whose employments I was sent to you.
Fetch forth the stocks! As I have life and honor, there he shall sit till noon.
Till noon, till night, my lord, and all night too.
Why, madam, if I were your father's dog, you could not use me so.
Sir, being his knave, I will.
This is a fellow of the self-same nature our sister speaks of. Come, bring away the stocks.
Let me beseech your grace not to do so. The king must take it ill that he so slightly valued in his messenger should have him thus restrained.
I'll answer that.
My sister may receive it much more worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted for following her affairs. Put in his legs. Come, my good lord, away.
I am sorry for thee, friend. 'Tis the duke's pleasure, who all the world well knows will not be rubbed nor stopped. I'll entreat for thee.
Pray you do not, for confirmation that I am much more than my outlaw. Go with you.
The duke's to blame in this. 'Twill be ill took.
Approach thou beacon to this underglow, that by thy comfortable beams I might peruse this letter. I know 'tis from Cordelia, who hath now been fortunately informed of my obscured course, and shall find time. Fortune, good night. Smile once more. Turn thy wheel.
I heard myself proclaimed, and by the happy hollow of a tree escaped the hunt. No port is free, and a place that guard and most unusual vigilance does not attend my taking. While I may escape, I will preserve myself, and am thought to take the basest, most poorest shape that ever penury and content of man brought near to peace. My face I'll brand with filth, blanket to my loins, and of all my hair in knots. And with presented nakedness, outface the wind and persecution of the sky. The country gives me proof and precedent of bedlam beggars who, with roaring voices, strike in their numbed and mortified arms, pins, wooden pricks, nails, twigs and sprigs of rosemary. And with this horrible object, in little farms, poor Protestants' villages, sheepcotes, and mills, sometime with lunatic bands, sometime with prayers, enforce their charity. A paternity god! Platon! That's something yet. Edgar.
Strange that they should so depart from home and not send back my messenger.
As I learned the night before, there was no purpose of his remove.
Hail to thee, noble master. she, your son and daughter?
No.
Yes.
No, I say.
I say yea.
No, no, they would not.
Yes, they have.
By Jupiter, I swear no. They would not do it. They durst not, could not do it. 'Tis worse than death to do upon respect such violent outrage.
My lord, when at their home, I did commend your highness's letters to them. And we did hear the other messenger, whose welcome I perceived have poisoned mine, being the very fellow that of late displayed so saucily against your highness. Having more man than wit about me, true, he raised the house with loud and coward cries. Your son and daughter found this trespass worth the shame which here it suffers.
Oh, how this mother swells up toward my heart. Hysterica Passio, down, down, thou climbing sorrow, thy element is below. Where is this daughter?
The earl, sir, within.
Follow me not. Stay here.
Made you no more offense than what you speak of?
None. How come the king come with so small a trade?
And thou hast been set in the stocks for that very question, and thou hast well deserved it.
My fool.
We'll send thee to school, to an ant, to teach thee there's no use laboring in the winter. All that follow their noses are, led by their eyes, but blind men. And there is not a nose among 100 but can smell him that's staking. Let go thy hold when a great wheel runs down a path, lest it break thy neck with following it. But the great one that runs up the hill, let him draw thee after. And when a wise man gives you better counsel, give me mine again. I would have none but knaves follow it, since a fool gives it. That fool that serves for gain and follows but for form, will pack when it begins to rain and leave thee in the storm. Well, I will tarry, the fool will stay, and let the wise man fly. The fool turns knave that runs away, and the fool, no knave, party.
Who learned you this, fool?
Well, not in the stocks, fool.
Deny to speak with me? They are sick, they are weary, mere insolence. Aye, the images of revolt and flying off. Fetch me a better answer.
My dear lord, you know the fiery quality of the Duke, how unremovable and fixed he is in his own course.
What fiery quality? Why, Gloucester, I'd speak with the Duke of Cornwall and his wife.
I might as
The
well.
king would speak with the Duke of Cornwall. The dear father would with his daughter speak. Tell the Duke and his wife I'd speak with them. Now, presently, bid them come forth, or at their chamber door I'll beat the drum till it cries sleep to death.
I would have all well betwixt you.
Oh, my heart, my heart.
Cry to its knuckle, as the cockney did to the eels when she put him in the paste alive. She rapped them on the coxcombs with a stick and cried, "Down, wantons, down!"
Morrow to you both.
Hail to your grace.
I'm glad to see your highness.
Regan, I think you are. I know what reason I have to think so. If thou shouldst not be glad, I would divorce me from my mother's tomb, sepulchering an adulteress. Beloved Regan, thy sister is not. Oh, Regan, she hath died sharp-toothed unkindness here like a vulture. Thou wilt not believe what a deplored quality. Oh, Regan.
Pray you, sir, take patience. I have hope you less know to value her desert than she to slack her duty.
My curse is on her.
Oh, sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of her confine. You should be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore, I pray that to our sister you do make return. Say you have wronged her, sir.
Ask her forgiveness? Do you mark how this becomes the house? Dear daughter, I confess that I am old. Age is unnecessary. On my knees, I beg you to vouchsafe me food, bed, and raiment.
Good sir, no more. These are unsightly tricks. Return you to my sister.
No, Regan. She hath looked black upon me. Most serpent-like struck me on my very heart. All the stored vengeances of heaven fall on her ungrateful top. Strike her bones, you taking airs with lameness.
Fie, fie, sir.
Thou, blinding lightnings, dart your nimble flames into her scornful eyes. Infect her beauty, you fen-sucked fogs, to fall and blast her pride.
Oh, the blessed gods. So will you wish on me when the rest...
Regan, Thou shalt never have my curse. Her eyes are fierce, but thine do comfort, not burn. Thy half of the kingdom thou hast not forgot, wherein I thee endowed.
Good sir, to the purpose.
Who put my man in the stocks?
What trumpet's that?
I know it, my sisters. This proves her letter she would soon be here. Is your lady come?
This is a slave whose easy borrowed pride dwells in the fickle grace of her follows. Out, varlet, from my sight!
What means your grace?
Who struck my servant? Regan, I have good hope thou didst not know on it.
Who comes here? Art thou not ashamed to look upon this beard? Oh, Regan, wilt thou take her by the hand?
Why not by the hand, sir? How have I offended? All's not offense that indiscretion binds and dotage terms it so.
Besides, you are too tough. Will you yet hold? How came my man in the stocks?
I set him there, sir, but his own disorders deserved much less advancement.
You? Did you?
I pray you, father, being weak seems so. If till the expiration of your month you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me. I am now from home and out of that provision, which shall be needful for your entertainment.
Return with her, and 50 men dismissed. No, rather I abjure all roofs, and become a comrade with the wolf and the owl to wage against the enmity of the air. Necessity sharp pitch. Return with her?
At your choice, sir.
Now I prithee, daughter, do not make me mad. We'll no more meet, no more see one another. Farewell. But yet, thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter. Or rather a disease that dwells in my flesh, that I must needs call mine. Thou art a boil, a plague sore, an embossing carbuncle that dwells in my corrupted blood. But I will not chide thee. Mend when thou canst. Be better at thy leisure. I can stay with Regan. I and my hungry lads.
Not altogether so, sir. I look not for you yet, nor am provided for your good welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister, for those that mingle reason with your passion must think you are old and so. But she knows what she does.
Is this well spoken now?
I dare vouch it, sir. What 50 followers? Is it not well? What should you need of more? Yea, or so many? Sit that will charge and dangers me against so great a number. How in a house should many people under two commands hold amity? 'Tis hard, almost impossible.
Why might you not, my lord, receive attendance from those she call servants, or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slacken, control them. If you'll come to me, for now I spy a danger. I entreat you to bring but 5 and 20. To no more will I give place or notice.
I gave you all.
And in good time you gave it.
Made you my guardians, my depositaries. But kept a reservation of such a number to be followed. What, Regan? Must I return to you with 5 and 20? Said you so?
Speak it again, my lord. No more with me.
Those wicked creatures that do seem well-favored when others are more wicked. Not being the worst stands in some rank of praise. I'll go with thee. Thy 50 doth yet double her 5 and 20, and thou art twice her love.
Hear me, my lord. What needs you 5 and 20, 10, or 5, to follow you in a house where twice so many have the command to tend you?
What needs one?
A reason not the need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is cheap as a beast's. Thou art a lady, if only to go war were gorgeous. Why, nature needs not what thou gorgeous wearest. That scarcely keeps thee warm, but for true need. You heavens, give me patience. Patience I need. If it be you that stirs these daughters' hearts against their father, fool me not to bear it tamely. touch me with noble anger. Let not women's weapons water drops stain my man's cheeks. No, you unnatural hags. I will have such revenge on you both that all the world shall. I will do such things. What they are yet, I know not, but they shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? No, I'll not weep. I have full cause of weeping. This heart shall break into 100,000 flaws ere I weep. I shall go mad.
Let us withdraw. It will be a storm.
This house is little. The old man and his people cannot be well bestowed. 'Tis his own claim. He hath but himself repressed, and must needs taste his folly. For his particular, I'll receive him gladly, but not one follower.
So am I purposed. Where is my Lord of Gloucester?
Called the old man forth.
The king is in high rage, and will I know not whither.
'Tis good to give him way. He leads himself. My lord, entreat him by no means to stay.
Alack, the night comes on, and the bleak winds do sorely rustle. For many miles about there's not a bush.
Oh, sir, to wilful men, the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut up your doors.
Shut up your doors, my lord. My Regan counsels well. 'Tis a wild night. Come out of the storm.
What's here? Beside foul weather. One-minded like the weather, most unquietly. I know you. Where's the king? Contending with the fretful elements. Bids the winds blow the earth into the sea, or swell the curled waters both amain, that things might change or cease, tears his white hair. But who is with him? None but the fool, who labors to outjust his heart-struck injuries. Sir, I do know you, and thereupon the words of my art commend a dear thing to you. There is the vision, although as yet the face of it be covered with mutual cutting, twixt Cornwall and Albany, but true it is. From France there comes a power into the scattered kingdom. Now to you, if on my credit you dare build so far to make your speed to Dover, you shall find some that will thank you, making just report of how unnatural and the maddening sorrow the king had caused to grief. I will talk further with you. No, do not. For confirmation that I am much more than my outlaw, open this purse, and take what it contains. If you shall see Cordelia, as fear not what you shall, give her this ring, and she will tell you who your fellow is that yet you do not know. Fly on this storm. I'll go seek the king. Give me your hand.
Winds blow and crack your cheeks. Rage blow, you cataracts and hurricanes. Thou, sulphurs and thought executing fire, singe my white head. And thou, all shaking thunder, smite flat the thick rotundity of the world.
Good uncle, in and ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a night pities neither wise man nor fool.
Rumble thy belly full. Spit, fire, spout rain, for neither rain, wind, fire are my daughters. I task not you, you elements with unkindness. I never gave you kingdom, called you children. You owe me no subscription. Why? Then let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, despised old man. But yet, I call you servile ministers who, with two pernicious daughters, has joined your high-engendered battle against a head as old and white as this. Oh, 'tis foul! 'Tis foul! No, I will say nothing. I will be catter of all patience. Who's there?
Mary, here's grace and a codpiece. Well, that's a wise man and a fool.
Black, sir, sit you here? Things that love night love not
sight, love not nights such as these.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful power over our heads find their true enemies now. Close pent-up guilt, rise your concealed censors, cry dreadful summoners grace. Are you man more sinned against than sinning?
Black skirt bareheaded, wishes my lord hard by here's a hovel. Some friendship will blend you against a tempest.
My wits begin to turn. Come, boy. How art thou? Art cold? I'm cold myself.
He that has a little tiny wit, with I ho, the wind and the rain must make content with his fortune's fit. For the rain, it's raining every
Very
day.
true, my good boy. Come. Let's go.
Alack, Edmund, I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desired their leave, that I might pity him, they took from me the use of mine own house, charged me on pain of their displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, nor any way sustain him.
Most savage and unnatural.
Go you, say you nothing. There's a division betwixt the dukes, and a worse matter than that. I have received a letter this very night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have locked the letter in my closet. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There's part of a power already landed. Go you, and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not perceived. If Cornwall ask for me, say I am ill and gone to bed. Though I die for it, as no less is threatened me, the king, my old master, must be relieved. May you be careful, Edmund. There's some strange things toward.
This courtesy forbid thee, shall the Duke instantly know, and of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving, and brings me that which my father loses, no less than all. The young rise as the old do fall.
Here's the place, my lord. My lord, enter. Interior of the open night's too rough for nature to ignore.
Let me alone.
My lord, enter.
Must break my heart.
Rather it break mine own. My lord, enter.
Prithee, go in thyself. This tempest will not give me leave to ponder on things would hurt me more, but I'll go in. Poor naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are that bide the pelting of this pitiless night, how shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness, protect you from seasons such as these? Come not in here, Knuckle! Here's the spirits! Help me, help me!
Give me your hand.
Who's there? A spirit! He says his name's poor Tom!
Oh, thou that dost struggle the strong.
Come forth!
Away! The foul fiend follows me! The sharp hawk that blows the cold wind. Go to thy cold bed and warm thee.
Hast thou given all to thy daughters? And art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom? When the foul fiend hath led to fire, and to fog and woolly pool, or bog and quagmire. To poor Tom some charity. If the foul fiend vexes, they're gonna have him now. In there! In there! In there again!
Has his daughters brought him to this pass? Didst thou save nothing? Didst thou give them all?
Nay, he reserved a blanket, elsewhere little shades.
All the plagues that in the pendulous air hang fated o'er men's faults fall on thy pernicious daughter.
He had no daughters, sir.
Death, traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to such aloneness but his unkind daughters. Is it the fashion that discarded fathers should have thus little mercy on their flesh? Judicious punishment. 'Twas that flesh begot those pelican daughters.
Pillicock sat on Pillicock's hill. Lo, lo, lo!
This cold night will turn us all to fools and madmen.
Take heed of the foul fiend. Obey thy barons. Keep thy word justly. Swear not. Commit not with man's sworn spouse. Set not thy sweetheart a proud array. Tom's a cold.
Is man no more than this? Consider him well. Thou wast the worm no silk, the beast no hide, the sheep no wool. There's 3 arms are sophisticated. Unaccommodated man is no more but such a poor, bare, forked animal as thou art. Off! Off, you lemmings! Come on, be true!
Prithee, uncle, be content. 'Tis a naughty night to swim in.
This is the foul fiend Liberty Gibbet. He begins at curfew and walks to the first cock.
Who's there? What is it you seek?
What are you then? Your names?
Poor Tom. That eats a swimming frog, the toad, the tadpole, the walnuts in the water. Whipped from tithing to tithing, and stop punished and imprisoned. With that, 3 suits to his back, 6 shirts to his body, horse to ride and weapon to wear. Mice and rats and such small deer have been Tom's food for 7 long years. Do revolver, peace, smoking, peace, thou fiend.
My flesh and blood has grown so vile, my lord, that it doth hate what gets it.
Tom's cold.
Go in with me. My duty cannot suffer to obey all your daughter's hard commands. Though their injunction be to bar my doors, and let this tyrannous night take hold upon you, yet have I ventured to come seek you out, and bring you where both food and fire is ready.
I'll speak with this most learned philosopher first. What is the cause of thunder?
My lord, take his offer. Go into the house.
I'll speak with this learned thieving. Noble philosopher, your company.
Even fiend, and to kill vermin.
I'll talk a word with thee in private.
Canst thou blame him? I am almost mad myself. I tell thee, friend, I had a son, now outlawed from my blood. Assault my life, but lately, very late. I loved him, friend. No son, his father dearer. True to tell thee, the grief hath crazed my wits. Oh, what a night is this! I do beseech your grace.
Most noble philosopher, your company.
Tom's cold.
This way, my lord.
Come, let's all in.
This way, my lord.
With him. I will keep still with my philosopher.
Let him take the fellow.
Take him you want.
Sir, come on with us.
Come, most learned Athenian.
Hush! No words, no words.
Child pulled into the dark town come. His word was stilled. Fight, foe, and fun. I smell the blood of a British man.
I will have my revenge ere I depart the house. How, my lord, I may be censured, that nature thus gives way to loyalty. Something fears me to think of. I now perceive it was not altogether your brother's evil disposition that made him seek his death, but a provoking merit set at work by a reprovable badness in himself. This is the letter he spoke of, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Heavens, that his treason were not I the detector. Go with me to the Duchess. If the matter of this paper be certain, true or false, it hath made thee Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension. I shall persevere in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be sore between that and my blood. I will lay trust upon thee.
Here is better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I will lease out the comfort with what addition I can. I will not be long from it.
The power of his wits have given way to impatience. God to such a kindness.
Frater calls me. He tells me that Nero is angered in the lake of darkness. Pray, innocent, beware the foul fiend.
Prithee, uncle, tell me whether a madman be a gentleman or a yeoman.
A king! A king to have 1,000 with red burning spits commencing upon them!
He's mad that trusts in the tameness of a wolf, a horse's health, a boy's love, or a whore's oath.
No, it will be done. I will arraign them straight. Thou, most learned justice, sir, sit thou here. Thou, sapient sir, sit thou by him. No, you she-foxes!
He stands and glares. Up in its cries, the Tom's belly for to right here. Open up, Black Angel. I have no food for thee.
Come to you, sir. And you not so amazed. Will you not lie down and rest upon the cushion?
I'll see their trial first. Arraign her first. 'Tis gone. I here take my oath before this honorable assembly. She kicked the king, her father.
Come, hither, mistress. Is your name Goneril?
She cannot deny it.
Oh, fry you mercy. I took you for a joint stool.
There is another box. Show what store her heart is made on. Stop her there! False justicer, why hast thou let her escape?
Unless I fight wit!
Oh, pity! Sir, where is the patience now that you so often boasted to attain?
The little dogs and all, dreams, land, and sweethearts, see they pocket me!
Chomp with those headed them! Avaunt, you curse!
Then, let them anatomize me. See what breathes about her heart. Is there any cause in nature that makes this hardness? Sir, I entertain you for one of my 100, but I do not like your garments.
Sir, lie down.
Peace, peace, no more words. We'll go to supper. Morning.
So, good friend, where is the king, my master?
Here, sir, but trouble him not. His wits are gone.
Worthy friend, take him in thy arms. I have overheard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter ready. Lay him in it, and drive towards Dover, friend, where thou shouldst meet both welcome and protection. Take up thy master. If thou shouldst dally but half an hour, his life with thine and all that offer to defend him stand in assured loss.
When we are betters, see bearing our woes, we scarcely think our miseries are foes. Who alone suffers most in the mind, leaving free things and happy shows behind. But then the mind but sufferance doth overskip, when grief hath mates and bearing fellowship. How light and portable my pain seems now, when that which makes me bend makes the king bow. He childed, as I fathered. Tom, away. Mark the high noises, and thyself bewray, when false opinion, wrong thoughts defile me, and thy just proof repeals and reconciles thee. What will happen more tonight? Safe escape to the king.
Post speedily to my lord your husband. Give him this letter. The army of France has landed. Seek out the traitor Gloucester.
Hang him instantly! Pluck out his eyes!
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Advise the Duke where you are going. Our post shall be swift and intelligence betwixt us. Farewell, dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester. How now? Where's the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed him hence. Some 5 or 6 and 30 of his knights hot questions after him. Met him at gate, who with some other of the lord's dependents are gone with him towards Dover, where they both have well-armed friends.
Get horses for your mistress.
Farewell, sweet lord and sister.
Edmund, farewell. Though we may not pass upon his life without the form of justice, yet our power shall do a courtesy to our wrath, which men may blame but not control. Who's there? The traitor?
Ingrateful fox, it is he!
Bind fast his arms.
Good my graces, consider you are my guests. Do me no foul play, friends.
Bind him, I say.
Hard, hard, O filthy traitor!
Unmerciful lady as you are, I am true.
Villain, thou shalt bind.
By the kind gods, 'tis most ignobly done to pluck me by the head.
So white and such a traitor!
Naughty lady, these hairs which thou dost ravish from my head will quicken and accuse thee. I am your host. With brothers' hands my hospitable favors, you should not ruffle thus. What will you do?
Come, sir. What letters had you laid from France?
Be simple answer, for we know the truth.
And
And what confederacy have you with the traitors they flared in the kingdom?
To whose hands have you sent the lunatic king? Speak!
I have a letter guessingly sent down, which came from one that's of a neutral heart, and not from one opposed.
Cunning.
And false.
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover? Was thou not charged of
Wherefore to Dover? Let him answer that.
I am tied to the stake, and I must stand the course.
Wherefore to Dover, sir?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy sister in his anointed flesh rash boorish fangs. The sea with such a storm as his bowed head in hell-black night endured would have buoyed up and quenched the stellar fires. But poor old heart, he helped the heavens to rain. If wolves had at thy gate howled that stern time, thou shouldst have said, good porter, turn the key, all rules I'll subscribe. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
See it shalt thou never. Upon these eyes of thine I'll set my foot. If you see vengeance!
Hold your hand, my lord. I've served you ever since I was a child. What better service have I never done you than now to bid you home?
How now, you dog?
If you were to wear a beard upon your chin, I'd shake it upon this world. What do you mean?
My villain?
Come on. Let's take the chance of anger. I am slain! My lord! Yet you have one that left to see some mischief on him!
Lest it see more, prevent it! Out, vile devil! Where is thy luster now?
Oh, darling, comfortless! Where is my son Edmund? Edmund! Enkindle all the sparks of nature and quit this horrid act!
Rude villain, thou cast on him that hates thee. It was he that made the overture of thy treasons to us, who is too good to pity thee.
Oh, my follies! And Edgar was abused! Kind gods, prosper him and forgive me that!
Go, thrust him out at gates. Let him smell his way to Dover. How is my lord? How look you?
I have received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyeless villain. Throw this slave upon the dunghill. Regan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
I'll never care what wickedness I do if this man comes to good. If she lived long and in the end, the old course of death women will alter monsters.
As far as the old earl get the peasants lead him where he would. His roguish madness allows itself to anything.
Go now. I'll fetch some blacks and whites of eggs to apply to his bleeding face. Now heaven help him.
Yet better thus, and known to be condemned, than still condemned and flattered. To be worst, the lowest and most dejected thing of fortune, stands still in esperance, lives not in fear. The lamentable change is from the best, the worst returns to laughter. Who comes here? My father? Poorly led?
Oh, my good lord, I have been your tenant and your father's tenant this fortnight.
Away! Get thee away, good friend. Thy comforts can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt.
Alack, sir, you cannot see your way.
I have no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw. Dear son Edgar, might I but live to see thee again in my touch. I'd say I had eyes again.
How now? Who's there?
Oh, gods! Who is it can say that I am at the worst? I am worse than ever I was.
Tis poor man home.
And worse I may be yet. The worst is not as long as we can say this is the worst.
Fellow, where goest?
This to beggar man
Madman and beggar too.
has some reason, else he could not beg. In the last night's storm, I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man a learn. My son then came into my mind, and yet my mind was scarce friends with him. I have heard more since, As flies to wanton boys are we to the gods. They kill us for their sport.
How should this be? Bad is the trade that must pay fool to sorrow, angering itself and others. Bless thee, master.
Is it the naked fellow?
Aye, my lord.
Prithee, get thee gone. If for my sake thou wilt overtake us hence a mile or twain in the way toward Dover, do it for ancient love. And bring some covering for this naked soul, while entreat to leave me.
Alack, sir, he's mad.
'Tis the time's plague when madmen lead the blind. Do as I bid thee, or rather, do thy pleasure. Above the rest be gone.
I shall bring you best apparel I have. Come on, quickly.
Sir, a naked fellow.
Tom's cold.
Come hither, fellow.
Bless thy sweet eyes, they bleed.
Knowest thou the way toward Dover?
No stile and gate, horseway and footpath.
Naked fellow. Here's a purse. In it, jewel well worth the poor man's taking. Fairies and gods prosper with thee. That I am wretched makes thee the happier. Heavens deal so still. But the superfluous and lust-eyed man that will not see because he does not feel your power quickly. So distribution should undo excess, and each man have enough. Dost thou know Dover?
Aye, master.
There is a cliff, whose high and bending head looks saucily into the confining deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it, and I'll repair that misery thou dost bear with something rich about me. From that place, I shall no leading need.
Give me thy hand. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
I spoke too soon.
Welcome, my lord. I marvel our mild husband hath not met us on the way. Now, where's your master?
Madam, within, but never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. He smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was, the worst. Lost his treachery and of the loyal service of his son when I informed him. Then he called me sot, and told me I had turned the wrong side out. What he should most despise seems pleasant to him. What like, offensive.
Then you shall go no further. It is the cowish terror of his spirit that dares not. He will not feel wrong such time as to an answer. Back, Edmund, to my brother. Hasten his musters, and condemn his powers. A mistress's command. Conceive, fare you well.
Yours in the ranks of death.
My most dear Gloucester, to thee a woman's services are due.
Madam, here comes my lord.
I have been worth the whistling.
O Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. I fear your disposition. She that herself will sliver this branch from her material sap perforce must wither, and come to deadly use.
No more. The text is foolish.
Wisdom and goodness to the vile seem vile. What have you done? Tigers, not daughters, what have you performed? A father, and a gracious aged man, whose reverence even the headlocked bear would lick. Oh, most barbarous, most degenerate, have you matted? Can my good brother suffer you to do it? A man, a prince by him so benefacted, that the heavens do not send their visible spirit down to take these vile offenses. It will come. Humanity must perforce prey on itself like monsters of the deep.
Milk-livered man, that bearest a cheek for blows, a head for wrongs, who hast not in thy brow an eye discerning thine honor from thy suffering. Where's thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land, whilst thou, a moral fool, sits still and cries, alack, why does he so?
See thyself, devil! Proper deformity shows not in a fiend, so horrid as in woman.
Oh, vain fool.
Thou changed and self-covered thing, which my fitness to like his hands obey my blood, they apt enough to dislocate and tear thy flesh and bone. However thou art to be, a woman's shape thou shalt be.
Marry your man.
What news?
Oh my good lord, the Duke of Cornwall's dead, slain by a servant going to put out the other eye of Gloucester.
Gloucester's eyes?
The servant that he had bred, throbbed with remorse and opposed against the act, bending his sword to his great master, who thereat enraged, flew upon him, and amongst them felled him dead, but not without the harmful stroke which since hath plucked him after.
Oh, this shows that you are above you justicers, that these nether crimes so speedily can venge. But oh, poor Gloucester. Lost he his other eye?
Both, my lord. This letter, madam, craves a speedy answer. 'Tis from your sister.
One way I like this well, but being widow and my Gloucester with her, may all the building on my fancy flock upon my hateful life. Another way the news is not so took. I'll read and answer.
And where was his son when they took his eyes?
Come with my lady hither.
He's not here.
No, my good lord, and I met him back again.
You see the wickedness?
I, my good lord, twas he informed against them and quit the house on purpose, so that their punishment might have the freer course.
Gloucester, I live to thank thee for the love thou showest the king, and to revenge thy eyes. Come hither, friend. Tell me what more thou knowest.
Alack! 'Tis he! Why, he was met even now as mad as the rack sea, singing aloud. Sentry, send forth! Search every acre in the high road field, and bring him to our eye.
What can man's wisdom in restoring his bereaved sense?
Yours means, madam, our foster nurse and nature is repose. When he relax.
Oh, blessed secrets! Oh, you unpublished virtues of the earth! Spring from my tears! Seek! Seek for him! Lest his ungoverned rage dissolve the life that wants the means to lead it.
News, madam. British powers march hitherward.
'Tis known before. Our preparation stands in expectation of them. Oh, my dear father, it is thy business that I go about. Therefore, great France, my mourning and important tears have pitied. No blown ambition doth our arms incite, but love, dear love, and our aged father's right. Soon may I hear and see him.
What are Alpin's power set forth?
Yes, madam.
Himself in person.
Madam, with much ado your sister is but a soldier.
Lord Edmund spake not with your lord at home.
No, madam.
Might report my sister's letters to him.
I know not, lady.
Faith, he is posted hence on serious matter, who is great ignorance Gloucester's eyes being out to let him live, where he arrives and moves all hearts against us. Edmund is gone to dispatch his knighted life, moreover to descry the strength of the army.
Madam, I must needs after him with my letter.
Your troops set forth tomorrow. Stay with us.
I may not, madam. My lady charged me duty in this business.
Why must she write to Edmund? Why not you transport her purposes by word? Belike, some things I know not what. I love thee much. Let me unseal the letter.
Madam, I had rather...
I know your lady does not love her husband. I am sure of that. And at her late being here, she gave strange oleads and most speaking looks to noble Edmund. I know you are of her bosom.
I, madam?
I speak in understanding, for I know it. Therefore, I advise you to take this note. My lord is dead. Edmund and I have talked, and more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. You may gather more if you do find him, pray than given this. And when your lady hears thus much from you, I pray desire her call her wisdom. So farewell. If you do chance to hear that blind traitor, preferment falls on him that cuts him off. Fare thee well.
Would I could meet him, madam, I would show what lady I do follow.
When shall we come to the top of that same hill?
Do climb up it now. Look how we labor.
Methinks the ground is even.
Or most steep. Hark, you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Why
then your other senses grow imperfect by your eye's anguish.
So may it be indeed.
Come, sir, here's the place. Stand still. How fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low.
Sit me where you stand.
No, sir. We're now within a foot of the extreme verge.
Let go my hand. Dear friend, son of the purse. Fairies and gods prosper with thee. Now, bid me farewell, and let me hear thee going.
Very well, good sir.
With all my heart. Oh, you cruel gods! This world I do renounce, and in your sights shake patiently my great affliction off. If I can bear it any longer, and not stand to quarrel with your great opposeless wills, myself and very part of nature should burn itself out. If Edgar live, oh bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well.
Come on, sir. Farewell.
Oh, you, sir. Hear you, sir, speak. This mighty pass indeed. Yet he revives. What are you, sir?
Away, and let me die.
Hadst thou been aught but gossamer, feathers, air, so many fathom down precipitating, thou hadst shivered like an egg. But thou dost breathe, hast heavy substance, bleedst not, speakst, art sound. 10 masts a length make not the altitude which thou hast perpendicularly fell. Thy life's miracle. Speak yet again.
Have I fallen or no?
From the dread summit of this chalky bourne, look up a height. The shrill gorge logged so far cannot be seen or heard. Do but look up.
Alack, I have no eyes. Is richness deprived that benefit to end itself by death? 'Twas yet some comfort when misery could beguile the tyrant's rage and frustrate his proud will.
Give me thy hand. So, how now? Feel you your legs? You stand.
Too well, too well.
This is above all strangeness. He who comes here, the safer sense will never accommodate his master thus.
No, no, they could not touch me for coining. I am the king himself.
Sight-piercing sight.
Nature is above art in that respect. There's your press money. That fellow handles his bow like a crow-keeper. Draw me a clothier's yard. Look, a mouse piece. Piece of toasted cheese will do it. There's my gauntlet. I prove it on a giant. Bring up the brown bills. Oh, well-flown bird in the air.
I know that voice.
Ah, Goneril? Regan? They flattered me like a dog and told me there were white hairs in my beard ere the black ones were there. To say aye and no to everything I said aye and no to was no great divinity. When the rain came to wet me, and the wind to make me chatter, when the thunder would not peace at my bidding, there I found them, there I smelt them out! Go to. They are not men of their words. They told me I was everything. 'Tis a lie. I am not ague-proof.
The trick of that voice I do well remember. Is it not the king?
Aye. Every inch a king. When I do stare, see how that subject quakes. I pardon that man's life. What was thy cause? Adultery? Thou shalt not die. Die for adultery? No. The wren goes to it, and the small gilded fly does lecher in my sight. Therefore let copulation thrive, for Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters, caught between the lawful cheats. Do it! Luxury! Pale mel, for I lack soldiers!
smells of mortality.
Ruined piece of nature, that this world should so wear out to naught. Dost thou know me?
I know thy eyes well enough. Dost thou squint at me? No, blind Cupid I'll not love. Come, readst thou this challenge?
For all thy better sons, I could not see one.
I could not take this from report.
Read.
What, with the case of eyes?
Oh, are you there with me? No eyes in your head, nor money in your purse. Your eyes in a heavy case, your purse in a light. But see how this world goes.
I see it feelingly.
What? Art mad? A man may see how the world goes with no eyes. Look with thy ears. See how yon justice rails upon yon simple thief. Hark in thy ear, which is the justice, which is the thief? Thou hast seen a farmer's dog bark at a beggar,
Aye, my good lord.
and the slave run from the cur. There thou might behold the great image of authority. A dog is obeyed in office.
Oh, matter and impertinency mixed. Reason and madness.
If thou wilt read my fortunes, take my eyes. I know thee well enough. Thy name is Gloucester. You must not cry. We came crying hither. Let me preach to thee.
Alack, alack the day.
When we are born, we cry that we are come to this stage of fools. This is a good block, to a delicate stratagem, to shoe a troop of horses with them. And once I have got upon these daughters, then kill!
Here he is. Lay hands upon him, sirs. Your most dear.
No rescue? A prisoner? Why, this would make a man of salt, to use his eyes for garden water pots, aye, and laying autumn's dust.
Good sir.
I am a king, masters. Know you that? I will die bravely, like a bridegroom. What? I will be jovial.
You are royal one. We obey you.
Then there's a life in it. You shall get it with running.
Thou hast one daughter who redeems nature from the general curse which twain hath brought her. Hail, gentle sir. Sir, speed you. What's your will? Do you hear aught of battle toward? Most sure and vulgar. Everyone hears that can distinguish sense. How near is he of the army? Near and on speedy foot the main, to scryers stand on the hourly thoughts. Thank you, sir, that's all. Though the queen on special cause is here, her army has moved on. I thank you, sir.
You ever gentle gods, take my breath from me, and let not my worser spirit tempt me to die before you please.
Well, pray you, father.
Now, good sir, what are you?
A most poor man, made lame by fortune's blows, by the art of known and feeling sorrows, and pregnant to good pity. I'll lead you to some life.
Hearty thanks. The bounty and benison of heaven to send thee boot to boot.
A proclaimed prize. Most happy. That eyeless head of thine was first framed flesh to raise my fortunes. O thou most unhappy traitor, briefly thyself remember. The sword is out that must destroy thee.
Now let thy friendly hand put strength enough to it.
Nay, come not near the old man. Keep out, chivoye. Watch I whether your posture and my baton be the harder.
Out, dunghill.
Chill, tea, sir. Come, no matter for your points.
with that which thou findest about me to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester. Seek him out upon the British party. Death! Untimely death.
I know thee well, a serviceable villain, as studious to the vices of thy mistress as badness would desire.
What? Is he dead?
Sit you down. Rest you. These letters that he speaks of may be my friends. Let's see. Let your reciprocal vows be remembered. You have every opportunity to cut him off. There is nothing done if he return the conqueror. Then am I his prisoner, and his bed my jail. From the loathed warmth where deliver me, and supply the place of your labor. Your wife, so I would say, goneril. A plot upon a virtuous husband's life, and the exchange of my brother. Here in the sands thee I'll rake up, the post unsanctified of murderous lechers, and in the mature time strike the sight of the death practice duke. For him, 'tis well that of thy death in business I can tell.
The king is mad. How stiff is my vile sense that I stand up and have ingenious feeling of my huge sorrows. Better I were distraught. So should my woes be fenced for my griefs and wrongs, lose the imaginations of themselves.
Come, father. For oft methinks I hear the beating drum. I'll bestow you with a friend.
These weeds are memories of those worser hours. I prithee, put them off.
Pardon me, dear madam. This being no shortens my maiden's hence. Why could I make it? You know me not until the time that I benefits.
Then be it so, my lord. How does the king?
Madam, sleep still.
Oh, you kind gods, cure this great breach in his abused nature.
So please your majesty that we may wake the king, he hath touched all.
Be governed by your knowledge, and proceed in the sway of your own will. Is he arrayed?
I am out of it. The heaviness of the sleep will lay fresh garments on him.
Be by when we do awake him. My Dutch daughter is temperance.
Very well.
Please, draw near.
Oh, my dear father! Restoration, hang thy medicine on my lips, and let this kiss repair those violent harms my two sisters have in thy reverence made.
Kind and dear princess.
Had you not been there, father, these white plagues had challenged pity of them. Was this a face to be exposed against the warring winds? Mine injurer's meanest dog, though he had bit me, should have stood that night against my fire. He wakes. Speak to him.
Madam, do you, 'tis fittest.
How does my royal lord? How fares your majesty?
Thou do me wrong to take me out of the grave. Thou art a soul in bliss, but I am bound upon a wheel of fire. And mine own tears do scald like molten lead.
Sir, know me.
Your spirit I know. Where did you die?
Still far wide.
Scarce awake, let him alone a while.
Where have I been? Where am I? I am mightily abused. I should e'en die with pity to see another fair daylight thus. I know not what to say.
Oh, look upon me, sir, and hold your hands in benediction over me. No, sir, you must not weep.
Pray do not mock me. I am old, fond, foolish old man, fourscore and upward, but still plainly I fear that I am not in my right mind, for I think I should know you, and know this man, yet I am doubtful. Do not laugh at me, for as I am a man, think this to be my child, Cordelia.
And so I am.
Do your tears wet? Yes, faith, weep not. If thou hast poison for me, I will drink it, for you do not love me. For your sister's hands, I do remember, done cause they have not.
No cause. No cause.
Am I in France?
In your own kingdom, sir.
Pray do not abuse me.
Good madam, the rage you see is cured in him, and yet it is danger to make him ponder over the time he has lost. Desire him to go in, trouble him no more until further summoning.
Will it please your highness walk?
Pray, you must bear with me. I am fond and foolish. Forget and forgive.
Holds it true, sir, that the Duke of Cornwall was so slain?
Most certain, sir.
Who's conductor of his people?
As 'tis said, the bastard son of Gloucester.
They say Edgar, his banished son, is with the Earl of Kent.
It is time to look about. The powers of the kingdom approach apace.
The arbitrament is like to be bloody. Fare you well, sir.
My appointed period will be thoroughly wrought, or well or ill, as this day's battle fought.
No, the Duke if his last purpose hold, or whether since he's advised by aught to change his course, he's full of abdication and self-improvement, to bring his constant pleasure.
Now, sweet lord, you know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me but truly, and then speak the truth. Do you not love my sister?
Aye, honored love.
But have you never found my brother's way to the forfended place?
That thought abuses you.
I'm doubtful you have been conjunct and bosomed with her, as far as we call hers.
'Tis to be doubted, ma'am.
I never shall endure her. Dear my lord, be not familiar with her.
Fear me not. She and the Duke, her husband.
I would rather lose the battle than that sister should lose in him and me.
A very loving sister, well bemet.
For this I hear.
The king has come to his daughter, with others whom the rigor of our state are forced to cry out. Where I cannot be honest, I never yet was valiant. For this business, it touches us, as France invades our land. Yet bold the king with others whom I fear most just and heavy cause make opposed.
Sir, you speak nobly.
Why is this reasoned? Combined together against the enemy, for these domestic struggles are not to question here.
Let us then determine the incident of war in our proceedings.
I shall attend you, sir, presently at your tent.
Sister, you'll go with us. No, 'tis most convenient. Pray you go with us. Oh, I know the riddle. I will go.
If ever your grace had speech with ransom for, hear me one word.
I will overtake you.
Speak. Before you fight the battle, open this letter. If you have victory, let but the trumpet sound for him that brought it. Wretched though I seem, I can produce a champion that will prove what is avouched there. If you miscarry, your business of the world has so an end. Fortune love you.
Say, don't read the letter.
I was forbid it. When time shall serve, let but the herald cry, and I'll appear again.
Well, I fare thee well. I look at this paper.
The enemy's in view. Draw up your powers. Here is the guest of their great strength and forces by diligent discovery. Your haste is now urged on you.
We'll greet the time.
To both these sisters I have sworn my love, each jealous of the other as the stung are of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both? One? Neither? Neither can be enjoyed if both remain alive, and to take the widow exasperates, and makes mad her sister Goneril. Which hardly shall I keep up my side, her husband being alive. Now then, we'll use his countenance for the battle, which being done, let her that would be rid of him devise his speedy taking off. And as for his mercy, which he intends to Lear and to Cordelia, the battle done, and they within our power, shall never see his parting. For my state stands on me to defend, and not to debate.
Take them away.
We are not the first who in best meaning have incurred the worst. Was the oppressor line cast down? Myself could have set frown false fortune's frown. Should we not see these daughters and these sisters?
No. No, come. Let us away to prison. We two alone will sing like birds in the cage. When thou dost ask me blessing, on my knees, I will beg of thee forgiveness. So we'll live, pray, and sing, tell old tales, and laugh at gilded butterflies, and hear poor rogues talk of court news, talking them too. Who wins, who loses, who's in, who's out. Take upon us the mystery of things, as if we were God's spies. So we'll wear out the old prison, packs and sets of great ones that ebb and flow like the moon.
Take them away.
Upon such sacrifices, my Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense. Have I caught thee? He that parts us shall bring a brand from heaven to fire us hence like foxes. Pray, weep not. The good year shall devour flesh, and fell ere they see us weep. We'll see him starve first. Come.
Captain, take thou this note and follow them to prison.
I'll do it, my lord.
Sir, you have showed today your valiant strain and fortune led you well. You have the captives that were the opposites of this day's strife, so to use them as we shall find their merits and our safety may equally determine.
Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to suffer attention and appoint a guard. With him I sent the queen, my reason all the same. At this time we sweat and bleed. The friend hath lost his friend, and the best quarrels in the heat are cursed by those that fear their sharpness. The question of Lear and Cordelia requires a fitter place.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
That's as we list to grace him. Methinks our pleasure should have been demanded ere you spoke so far. He led our powers bore the commission of my place and person, the which the immediate may well stand up and call itself your brother. Not so hot. In his own grace doth exalt himself, more than in your advancement. By my right, by me invested, he compeers the best. That for the most if he should husband you. Jesters do oft prove prophets. Hala, hala, the eye that told you so looked but a squint. Lady, I am not well, else I should answer from a full-flowing stomach. General, take thou my prisoners. Soldiers, prisoners, patrimony. Witness the world I create thee here, my lord and master. Mean you to enjoy him then?
He let alone lies not in your goodwill.
Nor in thine, Lord.
Half-blooded fellow, yet!
Let the drum strike and prove my title good.
Stay yet! Hear reason. Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thine attaint this gilded serpent. For your claim, fair sister, I bargain the interest of my wife. 'Tis she is subcontracted to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict the banns. If you will make merry, make your love to me. My lady is bespoke. Thou art armed, Gloucester. If none will approve upon thy head, to prove upon thy heinous manifest in many treasons, there is my pledge. I'll prove it upon thy heart ere I taste your bread. Thou art nothing less than I have here proclaimed thee.
Sick, oh sick.
You.
If not, don't dare trust poison.
The herald, ho!
There's my exchange. What in the world he is that names me traitor, villain like he lies? Call by thy trumpet, he that dares approach, on him, on you, who not, I will maintain my truth and honor firmly.
A herald!
Oh, a herald, ho, a herald!
Oh, trust to thy single virtue, for thy soldiers, all levied in my name, have took their discharge.
My sickness grows upon me.
You, she's not well, convey her to my tent. Come hither, Herald. Let the trumpet sound and read out this.
If any man of quality or degree, within the list of the army, will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear before the third sound of the trumpet. He is bold in his defense.
Sound! Again.
Herald, ask him why he appears upon this call of the trumpet.
What are you? Your name, your quality, and your reason for answering this present summons.
Oh no, my name is lost. My treason's truth bear not and canker bit. It ere I move it. Where is the adversary I come to cope withal? Which is that adversary? What's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
Himself. What sayest thou to him?
Draw thy sword, that if my speech offend a noble heart, thy arm may do thee justice. Here is mine. It is a privilege of my tongue, my oath, and my profession I protest. Mark thy strength, youth, place, and eminence. Despite thy victor sword and fiery fortune, thy valor and thy heart, thou art a traitor. False to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father. Inspired against this high, illustrious prince. And from the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust beneath thy feet, a most toad-spotted traitor. Say thou no? This sword, this arm, and my best spirits are bent to prove upon thy heart. Whereto I speak, thou liest.
In wisdom I should ask thy name. But, since thy outside looks so fair and warlike, that thy tongue, some say, of breeding breathes, my right of knighthood I disdain and spurn. Here do I toss those treasons to thy head, with the hell-hated lie overturn my heart, which, for they that glance by and scarcely bruise, this sword of mine shall give them instant way, where they shall rest forever. Trumpets speak!
And in this habit, met I my father, with his bleeding rings, the precious stones new lost, became his guide, led him, begged for him, saved him from despair. Never, O Father, revealed myself unto him until some half hour past when I was armed. But his flawed heart,
Alack, too weak the conflict to support, twixt two extremes of passion, joy and grief. Burst smilingly.
This speech of yours hath moved me. Shall perchance do good but speak you all. You look as you from what to say.
Nay, if there be more woeful, hold it in, for one was ready to dissolve here with this.
This would have seen a period to such as love, not sorrow, but another to amplify. Too much would make much more in top extremity. Whilst I was big and clamor, came there in a man who, having seen me in my worst estate, shunned my abhorred society. But then, finding who 'twas that so endured, with his strong arms he fastened on my neck and bellowed out as he burst heaven, threw him on my father, and told the most piteous tale of Lear and him that ever ear received, which in recounting his grief grew puissant, and the strings of life began to crack. Twice then the trumpet sounded, and there I left him tranced.
Who was this?
Kent, sir, the banished Kent, who in disguise followed his enemy king, and did him service improper for a slave.
What kind of help? What makes this bloody night?
It's hot! It smokes! It came even from the...
Who, woman, speak!
Your lady, sir! Your lady! And her sister by her poison she hath confessed it!
I was contracted to them both, and all three now marry in an instant.
Do their bodies be alive or dead? This justice of the heavens that makes us tremble touches us not with pity.
Here comes Kent, sir.
Deceive, I will not allow the very compliment that manner urges.
I am come to bid my king and master I good night. Is he not here?
Thing of us forgot. Speak, Edmund. Where's the king and where's Cordelia?
Seest thou this object, Kent?
Alack, why thus?
Yet Edmund was beloved. One another poison for my sake after slew herself.
Even so. Cover their face.
I pant for life. Some good I mean to do, despite my own nature. Quickly, send be briefing it to the castle, for my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia, and they send in time.
Run! Oh, run! To whom, my lord? Who hath the office? Send thy token of reprieve.
Well thought on. Take my sword, give it to the captain. The captain!
Is it for thy life?
He hath commission from thy wife and me to hang Cordelia in the prison, and to lay the blame upon her own despair that she forbid herself.
God, defend her. Bear him hence a while.
Oh, you are men of stone, and I your eyes and ears. I will use them so that heaven's bolt should crack. She is gone forever. I know when one sleeps and one lives. Is dead as earth. Let me a looking glass. That is, her breath may this stone stain the stone, by then she lives.
Oh, my good master.
Taste, Kent!
Tis noble Kent, your friend.
Murderous. Traitors all. I might have saved her. Now, she is gone forever. Cordelia. Cordelia, was it thou sayest? She had a beautiful voice, low and gentle, an excellent thing in women. I killed the slaves that was a hanging thee. I would have made them skip. But I'm old now, and these same crosses spoil me. Who are you? I'll tell you straight, my eyes are not the best.
If fortune bragged of two she loved or hated, one of them we behold.
Are you not Kent?
The same. Your servant Kent.
Let's see that straight.
From your first of difference and decay, I followed your sad steps.
You're welcome hither.
There were no men's else. Those dark, deadly, and cheerless. Your eldest daughters have fordone themselves and desperately are dead.
So think I too.
Not what he sees and vain it is that we present us with.
Very peoples. Edmund is dead, my lord.
That is but a trifle here. You lords and noble friends know our intent. What comfort to this great decay may come shall be applied. For us, we will resign to the life of this old majesty, to him our absolute power. All friends shall taste the wages of their virtues, and all foes the cups of their deservings. See.
And my poor fool is hanged! No! No life! Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and thou no breath at all? Thou wilt come no more. Never! 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 Pray, undo this button. Thank you, sir.
He faints. My lord! My lord!
Break heart. Thy breathing break.
Look up, my lord!
Fix not his ghost. Oh, let it pass. He hates him that would upon the rack of this tough world stretch him out longer.
He's gone indeed.
He wonders he hath endured so long. He but usurps his life.
To my soul, you twain, rule in this kingdom and the court state sustain.
I have a journey, sir. Shortly to go. My master calls. I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest have borne most. We that are young shall never see so much, nor live so long.